I am really excited about moving forward with our party. Yeah, I'm excited too. It should be a really good party. Just got a couple more questions before I sign the contract. So if you don't mind, let me just get out my questions here. One, what kind of lighting do you use? Specifically, do you use Chauvet? Yeah, I have a whole bunch of Chauvet lights, but I have a lot of other ones. There's a lot of good companies out there. Okay. Do you use RCF speakers? No, I use JBL and QSC, depending on the size of your party, but they're all good speakers. Last question, the most important question I have. Do you mix in key? Do I mix in key? Well, I mean, I've been DJing. I was at a party once and the DJ played a transition that was completely out of key. I could not unhear it, ruined my whole night. Can I see your Serato mixed in key playlist, please? What is going on? I got too many water bottles. I got too much stuff up here. What is happening? It is the DJ Cleveland Terry show. I was going to say tech everything, but it is the Cleveland Terry show. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for hanging out today. I was trying to get my social stream up. There it goes. There it goes. It is all good. Hopefully the audio is good. Looks good on my side. Hopefully there's no distortion. You know, everybody's got an opinion now. So I'm always having to deal with, look, we try to make things better here. Okay, we do. That's just facts. But sometimes things happen. And I'm very, very busy. So I try to make time for you guys. If that makes any sense. That didn't come off right. I want to give you guys the best show that I can within my power. But every so often, life gets in the way. And right now, life is absolutely getting in the way. I'm trying to get my lights on and things are just not working properly. For instance, this light right here is not turning on. And I have to figure out why. I'm going to see if it's plugged in real quick, just to add a little more light on. Yeah, so I know the neon light. I know. The issue is, let's see if I can hear it. I'm trying to figure out where the hum is coming from. Let's see if it's there. So it's very subtle, but there is a little bit of like a robot buzz that comes through. It's subtle, but I can hear it. I'm sure you guys can hear it too. I'm trying to figure out where that's coming from. So it is what it is, but I'm going to try to just make sure the light's plugged in. So sit tight for half a second. Do-do-do. Found it. Okay. Found it. Sometimes things just get stupid in my house. This is the joy of having 18-year-old children. Because they come home, they mess with stuff in your office because your office is like, I don't know, Disneyland for kids. And they just start messing with stuff. But my son, he'll go, oh, look, what is this? Oh, well, this is cool. Do-do-do. I'm done with this. And he'll just like walk away. Then I'll come in and go, hey, where's my stuff? Where's my stuff? I can't find anything. I don't know, Dad. I haven't touched anything. You have to have, teen boys to understand that, because it's not something that girls do. It is absolutely something that boys do. Anyway, we'll get through it. Let's see if this is no response. No response. Anyway, so how's everybody doing today? This is always a place that I can answer questions for you guys. Please, if you have any questions about tech, you can get those done now. I never know when I want to talk about tech. There's a lot of stuff we can talk about. For instance, we can talk about music. We can talk about the Super Bowl. We can talk about the fact that my last Instagram video is blowing up, and not that that's a problem. I don't mind viral videos. I really don't. Except for when they get, except when they bring the racists out. Because look, I haven't opened up Instagram today. And today I opened up Instagram and it says on here, 100 new comments, 18 new ads because of this one video. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen this video. I'm not going to post it because it's got a sound issue on it, but I'm sure you guys have seen it. Right now, it's only been up for like 2 days. It's about to hit 200,000 views. All because some people don't like what I have to say. Just on. You were just on. There we go. Okay. Well, if you have to ask what video, then that tells me that you're not following me on Instagram, or I'm not in your algorithm. These are Instagram videos. I've told you guys before. I'll tell you again. Follow me on Instagram. There's tons of content that I only put on like my Instagram. I don't really do TikTok, but there's content that's the only place I put. So Instagram is at Cleveland Terry with an underscore. Let's see if it pops up. No, I used to have one on here, but I don't have one anymore. So Cleveland Terry with an underscore. The problem is not like us. Well, if you don't have Instagram, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do for you. I'm sorry. At a certain point, you've made your decision that you're not going to do the social media thing, and that is absolutely fine. For a lot of people, for even myself, I question the need for Instagram or for any social media pretty much on a daily basis, especially when I get so much love from the other side. So obviously, we talked about Super Bowl last week, and we've talked about the blow up that is all things Kendrick Lamar. Some people liked it. Some people hated it. And some people were indifferent. I was on the side of, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the messages. I enjoyed the visuals. I enjoyed the choreography. I enjoyed it. Now, having said that, there are some people that are like, I didn't really like it. Okay. Those people are fine. Not really for me. I don't really like Kendrick. Okay, cool. That makes perfect sense. These are all just opinions. But then there are people that are like, I can't understand a word he's saying. And why are there only black people here? And why this and why that? So my video is something I like to bring out. And it is a scene from a movie called CB4. Now, if you don't know what CB4 is, you're probably going to take offense to what it is that you're seeing, because the scene is very specific, and it's a very specific time in the movie. Now, if you've never seen CB4, it was Chris Rock's one of his parody movies. Basically, it was a parody of NWA, all right, kind of their rise to fame. And then when they broke up, everybody kind of went every which way. And then there's one character in it that, if you follow NWA, that went kind of pro-black. They went kind of militant black. Now, that is the Ice Cube character. All right. You remember when Ice Cube broke off from NWA? All of a sudden, now it's he went America's Most Wanted, which is still to this day one of the best solo albums ever released. To this day, every time I play it, I'm like, damn, this was it right here. So, America's Most Wanted. Anyway, so there's a scene, and Mac Joseph has just put it out there, where the song is just about being black. Like NWA, Public Enemy. It's just, I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. I'm bliggity black, bliggity black, y'all. So my video said, what the non-blacks saw at the Super Bowl. Now, that's funny. That is funny, funny, funny. Now, and that's funny coming from, if you're a black person, if you are a person of color. I hate that damn term. I really do hate that term. Or if you're a white person that is, normal. Who isn't normal, and I'm sorry if you were here, but the MAGA people. And I'm not talking about Republicans. I'm talking about MAGA. MAGA does not have a sense of humor. And this is just facts. They don't have a sense of humor. And they came into it was fine for a day and a half. It was fine. People laughing, having a good time with it. And then they showed up. And they are angry. Now, there's a couple of reasons why. And it's irony that something like this happened, because the biggest criticism of Kendrick, is, first off, I can't understand a word he's saying. All this mumble rap. Okay, we know that Kendrick doesn't mumble. Okay, he's far from a mumble rapper. So, but the irony is, and then the fact that there were no white people, no white dancers, or anybody of white color, or lack of color, white. Anyway, on the stage, it was all black people. Now, two things, and then we're going to move on. One, I thought DEI was bad. Okay. So, they put the best people forward. Now that's a joke. That's humorous. Okay. That's me taking what has happened in real life and making a joke out of it. That's what we do as human beings. Okay. So that's one thing. All right. That's a joke. That's how I responded. Secondly, the problem that we face, the biggest problem that we face, T Diesel in the building, is that we don't want to do any work anymore. We don't want to understand. We don't want to empathize and see from another perspective. It's one side or the other side. And people didn't want to do the work. When people were saying, well, Kendrick was doing this and he was saying this, and if you knew this and if you knew that, and if you noticed the symbolisms and all this stuff, and they're like, nope, we don't want to do the work. We don't want to do the work. Now, if you just want to be entertained, fine. And you can say it that way, but you have to be able to want to do. Now, back to the irony of this whole thing. They're mad at this video because it looks like I'm talking about being pro-black. Okay. Because I said, oh, what, non-black saw. So they take it as, oh, so he's saying we're all racist. It's not what I'm saying at all. It's not what I said. Now, had you seen the movie, if you understood, if you took the time to actually watch, feel, we all grew up with the same things. These movies are not like specific to us. CB4 was a nationally released movie. If you took the time to understand that I didn't make this clip up, I took it from a comedy movie, is the same way that you can do a little bit more research on what the symbolisms were, what they were trying to say. But they did not. They just reacted. They just got mad. So, I have a lot of people, and you know how I know they're MAGA. They're all private accounts. Every one of them. I don't know what rule book, the MAGA rule book that is out there that says, hey guys, if you want to hate, first things first, put your account to private and then change your picture to some random thing that makes no sense whatsoever. And then in your comment, and then in your pictures that you posted, let them be the most random things ever. I don't know who told them that, but there are so many private accounts that are just talking trash. So many. Hey, all I'm saying is this. If you're going to talk some shit, don't hide. That's it. Don't hide. If you have an opinion that is different than mine, don't hide. If you're hiding, that means you're afraid of repercussions, which means you probably shouldn't be saying it anyway. If you're hiding behind some account. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You know, F around and find out. But stand on your business. Anyway, so it's raining. It's raining in Simi. It's been raining in California for the past couple of days and the past week. Hold on. I wanted to bring up this one post right here. All right. Thank you for the super chat. You guys all should be doing more super chats in this world. I got a bat mitzvah to pay for. I come on. Super chats are important. So Nate OG, thank you for participating in the success of my daughter's coming into womanhood. That didn't come off right. You gave me money. I tell you, thank you for coming into womanhood. Anyway, all right, let's read the comment here. With the Rain 70 and 72 MK2 no longer in production, do you have any guesses on if they'll make more 2-channel battle mixers in the future again? I need a new mixer and trying to decide to wait or get a Pioneer S7. Well, I think everybody's going to come out with updated mixers. I do. Not just, Rain, but I think Pioneer will come out with updated mixer. There is still a pathway for battle mixers. Now, I say that knowing that I don't know how long, just a guesstimation. I don't know how long we're going to be focusing on kind of independent mixers. I think the mixers are probably going to be more realistic than turntables. As much as I love turntables, I think there's a point in time where they're going to stop updating. I mean, there's a huge amount of people that love turntables, but I'm just not sure they're buying them anymore. In all honesty, I'm just not sure. So, should you wait is the question. I mean, look, if you need one now, you need one now. And for the record, I've never been a 72 fan, but I love the Rain 70. The S7's a really good mixer. It is, but then so is the S11. But it sounds like to me, your price range probably somewhere between 12 to 1500. Oh, excuse me. If that's the case, it's a matter of time. There will be a new mixer. I just don't know when. So if you need that mixer, you're gonna have to buy what's in front of you. And the Rain 70 and the S7, I put on par. They're about the same. They're both going to give you slightly different options. The S7 is going to give you the Bluetooth end, where the Rain 70 does not have Bluetooth. The S7 is going to have a higher USB bus, which is important if you're going with like phase and things like that. But the S7 is still missing things that the S9 had by default. So it's a catch-22, man. But they're still both of them are very good mixers. I don't know that I would, I don't really recommend discontinued product, but that Rain 70, I think I have one sitting in my closet. I think that Rain 70 is an amazing mixer. I do. Okay, let's see here. Ivan in the building. What is going on? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. The after parties. So let's see here. I mean, they're doing morning event. These morning things can sometimes suck the life out of me. They have the Monday night show, which I'm going to participate in, which in all honesty, I have not really done any type of like thought. I opened up my Serato, just trying to work out just some routines and stuff since I am performing. Man, I don't know what it is. I am just unmotivated at the moment. Not unmotivated because I don't like DJing. Unmotivated because I just have so many other priorities right now. So I've just been focused on those. It's honestly getting to a point where I can understand how some DJs, especially if you're like a multi-app, I can understand some DJs where they start to expand, right? They start to do more things and they're focused on that. So right now I am focused on our lighting. We had to buy some more lighting stuff because we're really moving into that. And in the next 3 weeks, we have like 5 LED walls that are going up. So I've just been focused on that. Haven't been focused on, DJing. Although I DJed 3 parties this weekend. It's still a lot. So I haven't worked on a set. I'll work on one. I'll pull some stuff together. But I have not worked on a set at all. Now, I've never even been to the Monday night show. Never been, because I never go to Mex early. I've never gone on Monday. I've always gone Tuesday afternoon. I'll stay Tuesday night. I stay Wednesday night, and then I leave Thursday, around 1 or 2. I've never stayed on Monday. So this is going to be weird. It's going to be a long day, but we have Mex show on Monday night. Tuesday night, I know they got something going on. However, the bigger one is the one that Direct Music Services puts on at Commonwealth. So go to that one. And then Wednesday night, they have the main show back at South Point. So that's the plan anyway. That's the plan. All right. I don't know. What is your question? Price versus portability. So we do know that this is, even though this is a new Humpter booth, it's not the first one. So they've been doing this for the past year. And we actually own a Humpter booth. We own two sets of Humpter stands. But price versus portability is something that I can't tell you if it's right or wrong, because this is all what your ability to afford is, right? So I can say, for some people would say the price is expensive. Some people will say that. Some people will say, yeah, but it's worth it. So it's not something I can tell you, oh, well, absolutely. First of all, furniture, Humpter booths, none of these things will make or break your parties. Okay. Not one of these things. If you do a good enough job, it's not going to matter. You can have your standard facade. You can DJ on a damn table. I wouldn't recommend it. I still think that there are levels to this, but if you have a front board that's covering up everything, your standard white and black front board, whatever, that's fine. That is fine. We still have some of those. We have some of those. We got some Pro X's. I use furniture. My partner uses the Humpter, but look, we are, the two partners are a little different. Okay. Because, everybody represents the company, but we represent it on a higher level. So when people see us, it's got to be like top of the line stuff. Like we can't be half-assing it, right? So we have furniture. Now, there are many reasons why a Humpter booth would be good for you, and there's reasons why it won't. The first thing is first. First off, I will tell you this: they are larger than your average like booth. Now, I think the Cube is going to be a little smaller than the B3. But that was the first thing that my partner said. He was like, oh, I didn't realize just how big it is. Yes, it's protected. Yes, it's on there, but that's got to go in a place where it's not being slammed into or slid into or bumped into. You know, that's the problem with all of those, you know? So if you have a standard, dragon board facade, you throw that on top, you're not thinking about, oh my God, is it safe? Is it being, it's just on top. But you spend $2,500 and more on a booth, you're going to take care of that. And then that's when you start to realize, oh, I really have to baby this thing. I think that's why they came out with the new case. I think a lot of people were just like, yeah, I don't want to get dings in it. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. So they have that kind of hard, soft case to circumvent that. I have no doubt that they'll probably release one for the B3 too, in all honesty. So, so back to whether or not it's good price for you. Do you need it? No. Is it a nice looking booth? Yes. If you remove the money, the dollar value from it, and it was just sitting somewhere, that and the B3, would you say, oh, I don't like the way that looks? Because that's the issue. That's the issue. Would you say, because people always want to, and there's nothing wrong with this. I think a dollar value is important because it's about what you are willing to spend. So if you don't know the price and you go, God, that looks really, really good. I love that. And then you go, oh my God, what? 2,500? Oh, no, it's shitty. Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense, right? So you have to just go, it's priced out of line for my opinion. Okay. But I will tell you this. Everybody wants to complain about the Humpter stands. And they are expensive. They really are expensive. But here are the facts. Okay. Here are the facts. I've looked, I've used, I've set up. There is nothing more well thought out than those Humpter stands that is available to the market right now. There's nothing. Like I started using them and people were like, oh my God, it doesn't matter that they're expensive. Nobody else is doing it. And I know you guys are always waiting for those, Rockfords and all of that stuff to come out with something, but there's still nobody's doing it. Because I didn't want to spend that much money. on them, but nobody else is doing it. They really are that good. Are they expensive? Yes. So the thing I will say to you, Techno Doubt in the building, what's going on? The thing I will say to you is that if there's nothing else that you like out there and your eye keeps gravitating to this, then it's telling you that it's probably something that you should think about. If money isn't an issue, isn't Danny Maxwell's totem the same concept? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'll put it to you this way. Okay. Again, I'm a Danny Max ambassador. All right. I have a lot of faith in Danny Max products. He will tell you what I'm telling you right now. They're a lot. Okay. Now, what do I mean by that? First off, not as thin is is an exaggeration. Okay. They are completely different. First off, one case, for the Danny Max totems are legitimately larger than both cases for two of them. They're hard cases, which you want, but they're humongous. Like, that was my biggest issue with them, was the cases. Because in my truck, I got everything else in my truck. Everything's good. Then I'm like, oh, let me go get the totems. I had to move stuff out of my back seat and put them in there, and they were taking up so much space. So much space. Now, they're protected, yes, but they're way too big. So I don't prefer those, just for me. Now, yes, do they look good? Absolutely. You know, you got it, but I don't know, man. These totems are just really good. They take up zero space. They're easy to set up. Like, you can set them up in like literally like a minute, and they're stable. That's the one thing I will say, the difference between the Danny Max totems and the Humpster totems. Stability. There's a certain amount that you can put on the Danny Max totems, and then you can't anymore. So like for me, I think for those totems, I think he recommends like the color key 150s, which would be essentially like I'm trying to think of the chevet, which size chevet. I think they're 152 or whatever, somewhere around there. So the smaller ones, if you get anything bigger, the weight, they get top heavy, and then it starts to rock when they're moving. So that means you have to use less light. Now, is that a problem? Not for some. So I prefer the Humpster stands. If you're looking at both of those, and they're both pricey, but the Humpster stands, yes, you get more acrylic in the Danny Max one, and so you can light it up, and it's really cool looking. Yes, absolutely. And if you have the space, then they're fine, and you're not worried about putting the biggest and heaviest movers on there. Danny Max ones are fine. But if you're trying to put, some intimidators on there, or some ADJ, I forget what they're called, the big ones, you're not putting them on those stands. You're not putting them on Danny Max, but you will put them on the Humpster ones. So that's my opinion. Now, back to what I was saying. So, like, this is what I will say. Sorry, my production person is texting me. What are they trying to tell me? The one thing I will say. Okay. Do not disturb. The one thing I will say is that the better looking your setup is, the more eyes you're going to have on it. And the single most sad thing to me when I set up my furniture, and this is on every single event I've ever done, practically, okay? I want to say probably 98% response. Every single place I've ever set up my booth, I've gotten a compliment. Every single time. Every single time. I need you to understand that. Every single time. That is something that you can't, you can't ignore. People automatically see and go, huh, that is a high-end DJ. That is a good-looking setup. I'll tell you about my weekend. I'll tell you about my weekend. That's the one thing I will say. But when people walk up to me, every time they look over and they go, that's nice. That's premium. That's good looking. I've done school parties with my Danny Max booth and principals like, this is really nice. Like, you didn't have to bring all this. You didn't have to bring all this. And I'm like, it's not really that big of a deal, but yeah. And I mean, Justin the DJ is right. This is accurate. They try to hide. They try to hide when you have the facade. Now, again, nothing wrong with the facade. Absolutely nothing. We have many. We have Pro X, kind of hybrid booths. They do the job, but there's something to be said. So, it's like it's just investing in yourself. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with a Honda Accord. Nothing wrong at all. It gets the job done. It gets you from point A to point B. But you're driving in a BMW, that point A to point B might be just a better ride, just better travel. And if people see you, they make assumptions off of you. Look, I know everybody wants to just say that it's all about your skill. I know that. Oh, if you're a good DJ, then this will. No, that's not true. Being a good DJ is only part of being a good, what's the word I want to say? Forward-facing DJ. That's a business term. And what I mean by that is, just to be a DJ, anybody can be a DJ. Anybody can be a good DJ. And they're in their house, in their basement, or in their bedroom, doing the best stuff you've ever seen in your life. And then you got, but nobody sees them, right? Then you got, your average DJ that's, decent. Maybe they got a good head on their shoulders. They're good with people. They're getting booked all the time. Why are they getting booked? I don't understand. I'm a better DJ. Yes, you probably are. You absolutely are probably a better DJ. But you can't sell it. And that's the difference. I'm a good DJ. There are hundreds of DJs that are better than me. Thousands of DJs that are better than me. There are some people right in here right now that are better than me. It's facts. Okay? Doesn't matter though. I have all the bookings. Why? Because I'm better with people. When a person books you, they only care about 2 to 3 things. 1, can you DJ? Can you DJ? Can you play the music to get people dancing? Okay. That does not mean that they're saying you need to be the best. They're not saying that. And I think that's the misconception, because we do a lot of events and, bar and bat mitzvahs, and people are like, well, people say you're the best. When people call me, you're the ones you guys are referred to. Anytime I ask, who should I, like, you're in everybody's mouth. Okay. You're the best. They're not saying we're the best because, oh my God, we scratch like Scratch Bastard, and we have energy like DJ Puffy, and they're not saying that. We're the best because we do the best job at creating great parties. That's it. When people go to our Instagram, and we sell a lot off of Instagram. A lot on Instagram, because we're always just updating our stuff. That's one thing you should do. Update your Instagram weekly if possible. You want to be putting out content on what you're doing. But when people go to your Instagram or they go to your TikTok, when they look at your videos, they're looking at two things when they look at your videos. They're looking at, are people dancing? One. And are they having a good time? Two. That's it. That's really it. Are people having a good time? Now, I know that's the case because in our videos that we post, for the most part, we're not showing you our DJs and the audio that's coming from these parties. We're putting another trending track on top of it or whatever, and we're cutting up this video to kind of show. So it's not the DJing. It's the people are having a good time, and that's what I want. And no, they are not. So that is the first thing. Okay, the first thing. They want to see that, and they want to make sure that your equipment is just not shit. Now, they don't know what good equipment is. They just know what looks clean, what looks done, the presentation, how it looks. That's what they care about, presentation. So our normal front boards still sell us. Those are in videos, but the more money you can put into yourself, the better it is from a marketing stance. And maybe that's how you need to think about when you upgrade certain things, like when you upgrade your furniture, when you upgrade your lighting, these are marketing expenses, because people are always like, and this is one of those things that I don't like when people say and because I just said it, you don't need these things to have good parties. This is true, but the better you look makes it easier for you to sell. There's far less convincing when they can see it with their own eyes. Now, sales example, and this can go good and bad. All right. And I use this as an experience that may or not apply to some of you. Okay. But there are two different types of clients out there. Well, there's more than two, but I'm going to box them in. You have clients that are regular people, and then you got rich people. Okay. Somewhere in the middle, you got, kind of a hybrid, but let's just say you got two different clients, regular people, rich people. We're not gonna talk about poor people, because poor people aren't typically buying your services. Okay. And if they are, you're not worried about what you're selling them. Okay. So, regular people and rich people. If I have a meeting, this is before the pandemic, when everybody used to actually go do physical meetings, whether it be you go to their house or you're meeting at Starbucks or they're meeting at your office. One of those things. Now we're doing Zooms. Okay. But let's just say the meeting's at their house. Okay. Now this meeting is double-sided. All right. Because you're going to their house to see what kind of money they have. You're not going to the house to meet this prospective client. You are, but that's just one thing. You walk to that house to go, okay, they got money. Okay, they're not going to ask me for deals. Okay, I don't have to give them deals. Okay. And then they're looking at you going, okay, well, he's dressed nicely. He looks like he exercises. He's not, let himself go. He came in a nice car, all of these things. And you walk in, and then you just kind of, you satisfy their own perceptions of you. Okay. Or you don't. And then they end up going away. Having a nice car and there are levels. You got, you got your Hondas. So you got your Honda Accord. Then maybe you have like Infiniti, lower end BMW, and then maybe you have like, Porsche and, 7 Series and all these things. Your clients, when they see you, there is a limit to where it changes from, wow, he looks successful, to wow, he looks like he's taking advantage of me. Okay? Because, and this is one of those, it's a rule of thumb. It's really a rule of thumb, more for people of color, in all honesty. Sorry that I have to bring up people of color, Stop talking about race. Sorry, we are different races. I can't ignore that. Okay. But I have had experience of this. Okay. If you pull in with a regular car, they're like, okay, they're doing a good job. If you pull in with a nice car, they're like, okay, you know what? He's successful. Obviously he's doing well. So I'm going to trust that he's going to be there for me. If you come in with a super expensive car, they're going to go, he's trying to take me. He's taking advantage of me. He's making too much money, which means he's probably going to try to, sell everything on the planet to me. These are all dumb assumptions, but they exist. When I first started working, I was working for a day job. And this story I'm telling you right now, this story is not unique to me. All right. This is a story that's happened to a lot of people in the world. Okay. People in the world. I think I had like a Mitsubishi Montero Sport when I first started there at this company. Then I got a Honda Accord. But then at a certain point, like my bosses came down, like they weren't local. So they would come down and we'd have meetings and stuff. And I got a, Infiniti QX4. Was that the first one? No. That was the first one. Cause the second one was, I got an Infiniti FX 45. Now, when I got that FX 45, the comments that would pop up are as such. When I had my regular car. When I got my better car, wow, this is really nice. Maybe we're paying you too much. So, it's always, damn error. It should be fine now. It's always stuck in the back of your head that, some people will take your success as a negative. You can't just walk up and be like, oh, he's like, oh, wow, he's driving a Benz. Oh, he's going to take advantage of me. Or maybe he's just done very good at managing money. Maybe he sells a very, great product that everybody loves. And he just has the money because he just makes more money. It could be anything. But people automatically assume. They just automatically assume. It's unfortunate, but that's the way the world works. I know, but it was there before. I loved that car, by the way. My FX, I loved it. It was one of my favorite cars I've ever owned. And I was very angry when they discontinued the design and they went to this real, like Infiniti's new designs are kind of terrible. Their newest SUV they finally came out with is actually nice, but it's been years since they've come out with like I'm very, very sad. Okay. What did Justin say? There you go. I wouldn't pull up in a Lambo. It's not my car. Now, I've already told you guys. You guys know my favorite car is not my favorite car, but my midlife or guilty purchase would be a Porsche Taycan. It's basically the electric Panamera. That's my car. That's the one I want. If I come into some money, right? I will own one. Hey, and it'll be okay. All right, let me see here. Yeah, this is true. This is very true. Because if you are in Justin's right, if you are being generic, you're gonna get generic clients. All right. But if you have a vision, I mean, I've said this, so I'll say it to him blue in the face. Like people like Nick Spinelli, who just do their shtick. They do their thing, and that's how they sell it. The client knows what they're getting. Like I've said a couple of times, I'm just like, that's not a transition that I would do, but the clients know what they're getting with Nick. So there's no surprises. What clients see is what they want. They don't want you to tell them what they want. They want to see what they want. That's the key. When you're thinking about remodeling your house, when you're thinking about, I don't know, getting new furniture, you don't just say, I'm gonna get new furniture. You're going to look at references. You're going to go online. You're going to look at books. You're going to check, whatever, I was going to say Etsy, but whatever that stupid pinstripe, pen something, penis. I don't know. Anyway, you're going to look at references, examples of what you want to do. When you're thinking about, I want to change my wardrobe, you're going to look online. You're going to go, you know what? This style right here, that's what I want to look. That's what I'm aiming for. That is before you've done any research about the quality of the clothing, before you've done any research about the sizing, before you've done any research about how much it costs. You have a vision in your mind. Start being the vision. There's this thing where people are like, well, no, I gotta sell them. I'll explain to you. If you have to explain your business to sell your product, you're doing a bad job. I'm just telling you facts. Okay. There's one thing to explain some of the intricacies, but that doesn't come in the beginning. That's word salad. Okay. If you have to explain, if people can't see what it is that you do, then you're doing the wrong thing. I'm not saying don't get them on the phone. If I get them on the phone, I can sell them. I'm not saying that. Obviously, that's a part of it. But why make your life harder? Why keep everything secret so you can say all this stuff, all this word vomit, all into your client's ears? Sales calls, in all honesty, shouldn't take that long. Sales calls, 10 to 15 minutes, in all honesty. Anything past that, you're kind of in the booking process, on average. But a sales call shouldn't take that long. Sales call shouldn't take that long because, one, they should already know your product. Okay, they should already know who you are. There should be either something that is out there that they can see what you do, or you have word of mouth references. Okay, word of mouth references where they're coming in because it's not a cold call. These people already know. If eight of your friends tell you need to book this company, if 8 of your friends tell you that, all right, chances are you're going to book that company. And the only thing that person can do is be an asshole on the phone or on the Zoom where you don't book them or they don't respond. That's it. If your friends have told you, you're going to book that company. That's just like 75% close rate. So if you're doing a good job, I have not marketed at one trade show, one convention. This is 18 years of business. Never done one piece of marketing besides maybe a Yelp ad or something like that. Not even an ad, but just Yelp, paying for Yelp. But we don't do, wedding wire or any of that stuff. It is all word of mouth. 18 years. There's many ways to get business. You're right. Now, the reason why you can get them to talk forever, the true reason is because you don't come off like a salesman. Okay. So when people call me and they're like, okay, tell me your spiel. Tell me your spiel. I'm like, I don't have a spiel. I don't have a sales. Hold on. Let me get my PowerPoint. No, I don't have that. Why? I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Tell me about your party. Tell me about what you want. Tell me about you. How's your day been? What have you done today? Yeah, kids? I know. I got them too. I'm dealing with drama myself. Yeah. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Hey, I know you just mentioned this, has nothing to do with sales, but I'm just curious. What do you think about this? Blah, blah, blah. Just having a conversation. And you know what conversations do? They make you come off. I hate to use come off as the wrong term. They make you come off like a regular person. Like a regular person. People want to book regular people. Okay? I just trust you. I just feel like you get me. I just feel like, you just have a good heart. I have had so many calls end with, I don't know what it is, but I just trust you. They've never met me. They've never seen me. They've only heard a voice on a phone. Now, don't get me wrong. I know my voice is soothing. I get that. But it's all about the way you talk to people. And I don't sell. I do not sell on a call. Don't. So when they're like, give me your pitch. Give me your pitch. I'm like, I don't have a pitch. You're a horrible salesman. I don't think I'm a horrible salesman. I think you just want me to fucking lie to you and dance around. I don't do that. This is not what our company is. Our company is performance-based. Dare I say, our company is merit-based. I had to do it. I like this. I like this. This is good. Because they should be doing the majority of the talking, not you. If you're talking over them and trying to tell them what they can buy and everything, you have opportunities. If they're booking you, then it doesn't matter. You can always upsell later on. These people that are trying to just sell everything they own on this party, it just makes people uncomfortable. You come off like a car salesman. You're going to need the extended warranty. You're going to need the ceramic coating. You're going to need the upgraded sound system. You're going to need overwhelming. And we're not a car company. When you sign a contract with a DJ, you're essentially signing to make sure that they're there. Okay. But everything else can be added. It can be added. I get with a car, you can't really add on to certain things. Like you can't put a better engine in later on. I get that. But, there's tons of things. They're like, oh, we can tint your windows. No. Well, the car's here anyway, because you're going to charge me $1,000 to tint my windows. And I know that I can go down the street to my guy and it'll cost, $180 and be better tint. That's it. You want to go with this aftermarket? No, I'll just go with my guy. All these things can be added on. So you should be selling them the things that you need to run a successful party. Everything else can be added on. That's it. Not a rant, DJ Lab in the building. Not a rant at all. This is just education. That's all. Education. I want people to be able to do more. There's enough parties for everything. For everyone. There's legitimately enough parties for everyone. We do as many parties as we do and haven't scratched the surface of the amount of parties that are out there. This, let's see here. I think this weekend is a little lighter. It's always a little lighter on President's Weekend for us. How many parties do we have this weekend? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 parties over for a Saturday and Sunday. But there are days when, in March where there will be 10 and 11 events. Our May is crazy. In May, which is technically one of the busiest months of the year for us. We have a couple of months that are always heavy. May is the heaviest. And then typically September is heavy. October's heavy. November is front heavy because everybody's trying to do their parties before Thanksgiving weekend. So we'll end up on certain days with like 10 to 12 events on a Saturday because they don't want to do Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving weekend we'll have like 3 parties, and then we'll have 10 each week leading up to that week. So so we do, give or take, on average, I would say we probably do somewhere around on average 30 parties a month. That's our average, because we'll do 5 to 8 events every Saturday night. And I'm only focusing on Saturday. I'm not focusing on Sunday or Monday, just Saturday. In May, we'll do 40 to 50 events in May alone. That's just the way the schedule works. Dazza says, what percentage do you rent gear only with no DJ? Very low percentage. Very low. Now, we've rented. I mean, there's a couple of DJs, big name DJs that rent from us when they come out here. I'm working on one right now. So we'll rent to them, but we don't rent to your average person. We don't. I at occasion, one of my DJs was like, oh, hey, can I rent this from you? Can I rent some uplights from you? Sure, whatever. But in general, we don't rent to just regulars because we make sure that we have a person on site the whole time there. So they got to pay a little more money. And then we set up, we break down. But it's more money. So typically we don't do that. Also, it has been my experience that regular DJs fuck shit up. And I use profanity on purpose because that's what they do. They fuck shit up. So I tend to not rent to regular people, to regular DJs. Will your company DJ the candidates? We've done events in Canada, in all honesty, DJ Lab. But no, we will be in town. Although, trust me when I tell you, us Californians, we'd be happy to be connected to Canada right now. Okay. Ever thought of being an motivational speaker? What am I doing right now? I mean, am I motivating you? Anytime people ask for me to speak, that's motivational speaking. So when I do these conferences and I am on panels or I am, a keynote speaker or whatnot, that's essentially what I'm doing. Now, if you're asking me, if I would love to do this kind of like full time, absolutely. I love talking. Okay. This is the funniest thing, right? I love talking and I hate talking at the same time. I am not the talking person when I'm just out. That's not my thing. Not my thing. But you put me on a stage, you put me in front of a camera, I can turn it on. But that's not real life. I mean, I don't know. Is G Kinney in the building? I've hung out with G Kinney a couple of times, several times actually. I mean, he can tell you the type of person I am. I'm just very normal. Very normal. Oh yeah, that's right, Audio One. Absolutely. Uh, a little bit. I might be a little bit of a diva. I don't think there's anything wrong with knowing what it is that you want or need or expect. Yeah, I think that's just getting older too. You get to a point where you're like, this is what I do. But this is the thing though. I don't really crave the spotlight. I don't. I know this is a contradiction. I mean, none of us do. I mean, this is a perfect example. I know all these people. I would say that I know some of them more than others. I mean, Justin, we've come to be, solid, like, convention friends, but we've sat and we've talked. I mean, the one when we went to DJ Expo, there wasn't a lot of talking because we were both exhausted. So, we talked as much as we needed to. And then it was like, we're sleeping, we're doing this, whatever. When I went to Beyond the Music, Justin, Nick and I had several nights where it was just both of us just having a conversation for hours, like sitting outside on the patio. Cause where they had it was like bungalow style, condos. And we were just chilling on, on the patio doing some stuff. Hopefully it's legal in Arizona. I didn't even think about that. Anyway, and we just had a blast. That was the most important thing, that I've had with him, because legitimately I was like, oh, cause I didn't really know, I didn't know Nick, and you just kind of like, you never want to make assumptions, but you do, and just being able to just kind of sit and chat, you go, oh, okay. So I like Nick a lot. We text all the time, I mean, the same thing with Rachel, Rachel and I consider Rachel to be a friend. We've had several conversations online, offline, in person. I am a pro Rachel person. I know there are people out there that just like want to hate on her. I know this. I had her on my show because I wanted to prove a point. Cause she's really, really smart. Okay. She knows what she's talking about. And she's good at what she does. And I know people want to just hate on that, but there are facts. Okay. Facts are she's good at what she does. And she's a good person. It's only trying to help people. Like when you're looking at people that are really just trying to help people, like Rachel is one of those people. I try to help people within reason, but I'm still a Capricorn. I'm still my asshole self. So there's points in time. I'm still exceptionally honest. DJ Kova has said this and I believe it. DJ Kova's like, you sure you weren't born in New York? I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, just your honesty and you're just flat out like truthfulness. He goes, that's a New York thing. Like, I'll just call it like I see it. And for a lot of people, they don't like that. They don't, and I'd expect the same thing from me. And I don't take things personal or get offended until it's time to get offended. And then I will, but like, that's just the way it works. So, I mean, you meet some good people out there. Audio One, good person, good people, you know? They exist. They do. So, yeah. And then Mojax and I are really good friends now. Honestly, we are really good friends. You know, he was the one that literally opened the door for me. But since then, I mean, we chat. I mean, we're on WhatsApp all the time. And anytime he comes out here, you know, we hang out pretty much the whole time together. And we just have a good time. That's it. Mojax is good people, you know, but Mojax has a mouth on him. I know you guys are all like, oh, he's British. Oh, he's so eloquent. Oh, okay. And Mixmaster G is a really good guy. He is. Now, if we're being honest, Mixmaster has a lot to say. You have to be ready for a Mixmaster. You do. But he's a really good guy. But Mixmaster can talk. Always in a good way, if that makes any sense. But Mixmaster can talk. And he's so damn tall. Makes me feel inadequate. It might be a Gen X thing. It absolutely might. What time is it? 11:58. Okay. Hold on. Let me check my, I always have to do this. Let me just check my calls. At least they're spread out today. Every so often. Hey. This isn't about me. It's not about me. I was giving you props. But I know I can talk. This is the difference, though. Here's the only difference, okay? Mixmaster, if you really want to know. I can talk for 3 hours alone, which sounds crazy, okay? When I say it out loud, it sounds crazy. But when I'm with people, my words drop. I don't talk as much when I'm with people. That's the difference. I put all my energy into the show. I have less energy for real people. You guys know this. You know this. I've told you my timing. It's you got it. If I meet you in real life, you have like 30 seconds into a minute. Okay? My spiel. How's it going, man? Yeah? Nice. First time here? You been here before? Nice. Oh, what are you looking at? What are you checking out? Oh, yeah, that's really good stuff. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Oh, hey, you want to take a picture? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, cool. All right, man. Hey, good to meet you, bro. All right, yeah. What are you doing tonight? Were you going to any things? Oh, yeah, I'm probably going to end up here. Okay, cool. All right, man, I'll see you there. Peace. That's it. That's what you get. That is what you get from me. And if it starts to go, hey, and then I did this, and then I did that, and then I did all this, and oh, what do you think? You are losing me. It's going away. Some people don't understand there's a social timer. There is a social timer. And some people have that clock in and some people don't. So it's, you gotta be able to get in and out. Now, here's the thing. The more I know you, the more I talk to you. The reason that I talk to you more is because I'm now allowing you into my real world. Okay? Because what you're seeing from me in a social environment, at MEX, at NAM, at DJ Expo, you're seeing surface level me. All right? Surface level with a little bit of like, okay, I'm still going to be me, right? But you're seeing surface level me. You're not seeing the real me. You're not seeing me sitting there going, I'm fucking exhausted. I am so tired. Oh my God, I've been doing this for the past 3 hours. Oh, okay, I need to do this. I haven't even eaten. I'm starving. You know, like you haven't seen all that or whatever. You haven't seen any of that. You haven't seen any of that. Now, but if I'm talking to people that I know, you know, or people that have actually supported me, then it's different. You know, when Lou Primo's in the building, that's Harvest of Sound. But when I first met Lou, yeah, we were cordial. We chatted it up, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know, but it took time to where like we're just chilling at a table and there's nothing going on and we're just having a conversation. You get what I'm saying? Like when there's no weird rulings or actions that have to take place. Okay? Where you're sitting there and let's say you're not saying a word together and there's nothing uncomfortable about that. Okay? That's friendship. Lou is a friend of mine. You know, I consider Gerald, G. Kenny. I consider Gerald a friend of mine. And he, of course, this is today. He's not even on. That I'm giving him props. Tomorrow, next week, I'll be like, nah, man, that dude's an asshole. You know, but for, you know, when you are a friend of mine, you're going to get more information. You're going to get more out of me. You know, although I don't know, I haven't been getting notifications, Lou, on your Apple Watch. Maybe I just turned off notifications. I don't know. I haven't been getting notifications though. I'm sure you're getting mine. Hold everyone accountable. And DJ Chef, you can absolutely pick my brain. I have no problem with that. At least if you pick my brain, there's a conversation to be had. Not just random small talk. I don't do small talk. And this right here is always golden. Always golden. I don't know. I feel like when people stop offering to buy me a drink, I think that's when I should just, you know, pack it up and stop doing it. Because I rarely have to pay for drinks because everybody's always offering. And I appreciate that. We'll see. We'll see what happens at Mex. Yeah, I mean, it's that, but it's also just like there's a comfort level. You know what I mean? I mean, because like, I mean, that can go backwards too. Remember, because like you get married and you're with your wife or your spouse all day, all night, whatever. You know, sometimes there are days when there's really nothing to talk about because you've shared the experience together. You know, but you can still have a conversation. So it just depends. It works both ways. Yes, Mac, everyone is different. No, this is actually not true. I always wait for people to ask, but some people, for whatever reason, don't know how to use words. And, I'm just sitting there like, hey man, you want to take a picture? Different Lou. You're right. Different Lou. Sorry, Lou Primo. But we could be friends too. And I'm just sitting there like, you want to take a picture? Are you sure? People are afraid to ask. And I get it. I have, there is a rule of thumb. I happen to be, look, I live in LA. Okay. So the reality is, you know, there's a chance that I'm going to know some famous people. Okay. I have several famous people in my life, some that I consider really good friends, others that, you know, are more, they just happen to be in the same place that my kids go to somewhere, you know, whatever. But the one thing I've never done to any of these super popular people or super famous people, the one thing I've never done is say, hey, let's take a picture together. I've never said that because in my mind, I think that if you're really friends, you wouldn't be trying to advertise off of them. Does that make sense? You know, if you're really friends, you wouldn't use your friend to get more points. So I've never taken a picture. I mean, we've taken like, you know, pictures. Hey, everybody's in a group, whatever, you know, we have our yearly Hanukkah party, and yeah, they will show up in pictures. But in general, I've never done it. Never done it. So, but it's different when you go to conventions. You know, people want to take pictures. I want to take pictures hanging out with people. Hey, Scratch, bastard. We have conversations. So, and I could literally be like, oh, can you do this for me? Blah, blah, blah. In fact, I got to respond to an email to him today. But in general, you know, I mean, if they're friends, then you shouldn't have to. That's all I'm saying. Wayne, Island Boy, thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. I will have a drink. I just won't have it at the house. Stop drinking at the house. I have stopped drinking at the house. I had an experiment. So you guys know I stopped drinking, basically in the beginning of January. I stopped drinking, not stopped drinking. I still drink. Come on. What am I? An alien? But I stopped buying alcohol for the house because I have a very obsessive personality. If it's here, I got to eat it. I got to drink it. I got to do it. That's the way I work. So I've said, you know what? Let's just not buy alcohol. And not just all alcohol. I got alcohol in the house. There's certain things that I don't drink. You know, like I got wine bottles left and right. I don't want to drink wine. Mine gives me a headache. You got to drink a whole bottle to get messed up. So, but I used to drink tequila, vodka, whatever. Tequila was my drink of choice. If it's at the house, I'm going to drink it. Not excessive. I'm not going to go through a bottle in a day. I will have a glass every night, every other night. That is just the way my brain works. If it's open, I'm going to use it. Pause. So I stopped buying it. And then I noticed that I wasn't drinking nearly as much. Now I only drink when I'm social, at a party, you know, at a show. That's it. That's the only time I drink now. And it's done wonders for me. So I will have that drink, just not today. I've actually been spending money. Like say we'll go to dinner or whatever, and I'll get like a Palomo or something like that. And I know it's going to be like 15 to $20. I know it's going to be, you know, half of what it cost me to buy a good bottle, but I'm only buying that one. That's the difference. Everybody's got different personalities. No, I don't eat the worm. Not me. No, it's not even like that. I just felt like, because I still stay up. I'm a short sleeper. I sleep for 6-7 hours, you know, maximum. I end up in bed 1-2 in the morning. But it's not even like that. It's not it's not that. It's just, I was tired of being kind of, you know, beholden to something. My thoughts on drinking during sets. I'm not for it. You wouldn't drink at your day job. Why drink at an event? Well, because an event is different than a day job. You know, I mean, I think in reality, if you're in construction and you're, you know, handling the crane, yeah, you shouldn't be drinking on the job. Okay. But if you're an office worker that's doing, you know, monotonous stuff every day, I don't think that drink is going to matter. It's still a job. This is a personal opinion. It has nothing to do with me or you or anybody else. I get what you're saying. I do. I get it. But if I would be lying to you if I told you that I don't drink on certain types of gigs. Okay? When I do club work, yeah, I'll have a drink. If I'm doing a wedding, you know, which happens to go 6-7 hours, yeah, I'll have a drink. Typically, I don't drink on a bat mitzvah. I don't drink with kids around. It's just not necessary. And they're shorter parties. But a wedding, yeah, I'll have a drink at a wedding. I'll have a drink, you know? And I don't think there's a problem with it. Now, I don't think there's a problem either way. I think if you're a responsible person, look, the law is the law. Okay. If you want to look at it from a legal perspective, it doesn't look okay. Look, I understand it looks unprofessional to you. But why? That sounds like something that's internal, not something that is, because it's legal. Okay. So let's just say, for instance, okay, let's remove professionalism out of it. Let's remove everything out of it. And I'm playing devil's advocate here. Okay. If I go to a restaurant and I have a drink and then I'm 30 minutes goes by, whatever. I have that drink, I get in my car and I drive away. There's nothing illegal about having that one drink per hour. Nothing illegal about it. It's not supposed to impair your ability to do your job, because that's why they have these limits for driving, which is probably one of the most important things ever. So I kind of follow that. Now, again, I'm not walking around with a drink in my hand while I'm on the microphone. Okay. There's going to be a drink, whether it be water, whether it be a Sprite, whether it be, whatever. It's going to be in the same glass that they gave you for that drink. So if people are going to assume that you are drinking or not drinking is irrelevant to you. All right. But I like to have a drink at a wedding. That's it. But I think unprofessional, I think that might be, for me, an extreme term, because I don't think it's unprofessional. I think it's unprofessional to be drunk at a party. That's unprofessional. But everybody's different. Everybody's different. I've seen this thing. It's all over, the boards and all that stuff, where people are like, it's unprofessional. It's this, it's that. And as long as Scott, you're willing to say, for me, it's unprofessional. And then you remove all judgment from everyone else. That's the key. Because there's nothing illegal about drinking or not drinking on an event. And one person's professional is another person's unprofessional. I get it. But if you're not sloshing around, for me, I think you'll be okay. I think you will. But to each their own. Like I said, the majority of my events are bar and bat mitzvahs, so I'm not drinking anyway. All right? But like I said, if I'm on a wedding, weddings are long, man. Weddings are long. Ooh. By the time I'm hitting 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and that party's still going on till, till 1, get me a drink. Absolutely go get me a drink. I'm going to have that one drink and that's going to go, okay, we're good. That's it, but to each their own. But having said that, I don't require alcohol on an event to have a good time or to do a good job. If I can't drink on a party, I am not going to go outside and go get a bottle and then pour it into my whatever. I'm never going to do that. That is pretty much an alcoholic, in my opinion. If you can't get through the day without drinking. But, if it's like, hey, the groom is like, come over here and get a drink with me, I'm going to go get a drink with them. I'm not going to stay there and keep drinking after drinking after drinking. But yeah, I know some people are like, no, it's not it's disrespectful to drink with. If the client's asking you to take a drink with them, take a damn drink with them. Again, just a personal opinion. You can say no. Everybody can say no, but it's all about being responsible. I think this is the issue. Everybody's going to make assumptions anyway. They're going to look at you. They're going to say, you're doing this, you're doing that. So I get it. But Lou, think about it this way. You can be overly tired and start to slur your words. You know, people are going to make assumptions regardless. You can train wreck a mix and people are like, is he drunk? He's got to be drunk. No, I'm not drunk. I'm just a bad DJ. I swear. You need a bed so I can dance. I swore to not drink alcohol ever again at 15. I'm 40. Only once had to spit the sip at the bar and Holy Greek Memorial once. You may be drunk right now. Yeah, it depends. And I guess that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, I don't think there is there is no right or wrong. There is no, there is just you. You have to fuck around and find out. You don't know. There are limits, there are numbers, but only you will know how far you can take it. And I mean, come on. Haven't you ever look, especially nightclubs? Look, nightclubs, which is the exact opposite of DJing a private event, they will try to kill you. They will try to kill you. There's never been an event. There's never been an event, a club event, where I haven't been forced to drink large quantities of alcohol. I mean, like, this could be a bottle of tequila. They're like, let's go. You're like, dude, I gotta work. You do want me to keep DJing for these people, right? Come on, man. You're drinking. We're drinking. Anyway, Stream Paint, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I don't know what it is that you're saying or what you're trying to say. I'm having trouble. So, are you, please chat GPT it or something, but because I don't understand. Yeah, exactly. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, Daza. That makes a lot of sense. This is true also. This is true. Okay. Let's see here. Is there more? Now we're just getting random quotes. All of a sudden, Ice-T is in the building. Anyway, okay. What time is it right now? It is 12:20. 12:20. Did I miss a question from anybody out there? You know what? I'm a little thirsty too, in all honesty. I try to back up from the microphone because I honestly can't stand hearing people swallow. I can't. It's just nasty to me. So hold on. Did I go to NAMM? Of course I went to NAMM. Scott, you come on Thursdays and you just shut me down? Like, I got videos. It's like first look, NAMM 2025. You're making me sad. You're making me sad, Scott. Okay, so let's see here. This is true. All right. Dured. Budget monitor recommendation for home DJ. So we're just talking about like in your bedroom. I mean, you can go. There's plenty of options out there. Um, and budget is relative. Um, but I mean, you can go Yamaha. You can go Pioneer. The Pioneer. Sorry, I just watched my frames drop. Come on, get better. There we go. It's so weird how the internet works. You can be absolutely fine, and all of a sudden it's like trash. Nothing's changed. Nothing can change at all. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you can go Yamaha. The fives. I have the tens, the HS tens, but the sevens are good. The fives are good. The KRKs, the Rolands are no, not the Rolands. I haven't had a Roland in a while, but the Pioneer ones are solid. All of them. I would stick with the medium or higher though, because they have 3 different lines for the best sound. There's also another company, I can't think of the name right now, that also has a really good recommended speaker. But it just depends on how loud you're trying to do. Is the Groove 6 the most versatile board at the moment? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's very, very good. I don't want to call it the most versatile. I mean, if you're looking at it from a purely effects-based scenario, then yes, maybe, because it's got both the paddles and the jaw and the standard, standard effects. So you're getting the best of both worlds. But I don't know that I would call it the most versatile. I don't know that I can do that. There's many others that I think are more versatile. Yeah, you got to make sure you turn on the notifications. That's key. That's key, Scott. Power was right at the bottom. I thought I showed it. It's in the when I go to the production side. It's literally like just stripped in right at the bottom. Like maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 inches from the bottom. And it's just a standard strip. I don't know the power ratings or the voltage or any of that stuff. It's a standard strip. Anything to avoid in the bedroom? No. You can go as loud as you want. But the thing is, when you're in your bedroom, you don't need it to be that loud. I mean, I have 2 different monitors in here. I have my desktop monitors, which are the HS 10s or 7s, which used to be my production speakers, but then I got a pair of like original KRK speakers, not after they sold, but like when KRKs were good, and I've been using those now for both my music production and for my turntables. They're all plugged into the same system. But then I have the HS7s on the floor, and I guess that's how you know they're on the floor, because they're just so loud. Mulberry in the building. What's going on? Okay. All right. Mackie Thumb Go pulling double duty on ceremony PA and home practice. Nothing wrong with that. I can see that. The Thumb Go is good. It's funny. So this weekend, I know I told you I was going to talk about this. This weekend, I did a full battery powered session. I was doing something for a softball team. We were on the grass, so no power. I know you people. Come on, man, just get one of the blah blah blahs. Anyway, so I grabbed all my battery powered stuff. So I had my Denon Prime Go. I did have my computer on battery power. It's a MacBook Pro. It'll still last, 4 to the 14 lasts about 4 hours. And then I had 4 Mackie Thrash Goes. I also had a couple of Mackie Thumcos on the floor for just in case like the battery died on one of the speakers. So I did the whole event. It was a 3-hour event, worked out well. The Mackie Thrashes are, in my opinion, fine. Fine is the best word I can say. They don't sound great. They don't sound horrible. They sound fine. Now, I'm telling you this because the Mackie Thumb Go, I think, is a better sounding speaker. It's a better sounding speaker than the Thrash Thump Thrash Goes, which is either a 10 or a 12-inch speaker. So I made it work. But yeah, they were just decent enough. I'm a big fan of the Thumbcos though. But I think I'm a big fan. It's kind of like the same thing the way I feel about LD. You know, I love their 28 G3s. Love them. I think they're some of the best arrays on the planet. I don't love their 44s, G2s. I don't. We used them again 2 weekends ago. I was not impressed. Not in a bad way. Just when you use the 28s, they sound so good for their size. You just believe that the larger ones are going to sound better, but they don't. It literally loses all that punch. Anyway, so that was the first thing I did on Saturday day. But before that, on Friday, we were doing a benefit for the people that lost their homes in Altadena and the Palisades. So this church was throwing this event. So they decided to do a 2-day event. Father-daughter one day, mother-son one day. Now, if you've ever done these parties, a mother-son or a father-daughter, you know that they are distinctly different. Now, I didn't have a problem with that. I did both days. I'm like, I can bring my equipment. I can leave it there and then just plug in the day after because I had so much stuff going on Saturday. So I did it. Friday night, it was mother, son. Those boys were terrible. They just ran around the whole night. The moms danced. The boys wanted nothing to do with their moms, which is typical of this show, of this thing. I have to sneeze. Hold on while I go sneeze. Okay, which is typical of doing these parties. Then and I had to use their speakers, and they had some QSC 10s, the K 10s, which I would have known that beforehand because they told me, they're like, oh yeah, we got some 12s and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, the 12s will be fine in full range, not the 10s. The 10s are not good for full range anything. They'd probably be better at best as a monitor. I did bring a sub, still wasn't enough. It just didn't sound that good. So anyway, but the party was fine. It was a church. Church parties are different because church parties, you have to treat everything. You have to treat everybody that's been invited to this church like they go to church. And that means nothing provocative, nothing even questionably sexual, nothing that says like God in it. No profanity. Obviously, we don't do profanity anyway, but just the content has to be better. That was a very difficult party for me. The first night, especially because they gave me a list of music. They're like, this is the stuff that they asked for. And I'm like, well, half this stuff you don't even listen to because this stuff isn't church friendly, but a lot of cheesy stuff. So I had a good time with it though. Had to play a lot of older stuff. I'm playing Gangnam Style and What the Fox Say and all this stuff that I would never play anymore. But then on Saturday, I did the day party. I did the day event. Then I went to my lighting install to make sure that they did it correctly. It was the first time I've done the lighting install without me. So I went there, made sure it was fine. It was good. I was fortunate because the venue, our lighting install bat mitzvah was in Brentwood. And this church, big ass church, was like right around Beverly Hills. So it was like right around the corner. It was just an easy hop on. It's like 10 minutes away. So I could time it properly because I told the guy, I'm like, look, don't be afraid. It started at 6 o'clock. I'm like, don't be afraid if it's 5:45 and I'm not here. I'm going to be here on time. I just have other events that I'm timing. So anyway, I made it there on time. Obviously, I'm not late to parties. And he was like, oh, well, he's like, well, we only have a couple hours, so let's get them started early. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I just went in and did my thing. Like I said, girls are different because you can play everything, which is funny to me because at the end of the night, after people were saying, oh, you were great, blah, blah, blah. One of the ladies was like, oh my God, it was a photographer. She's like, thank you for having a party where it wasn't just all Taylor Swift. I'm like, well, because there's other music. So anyway, it was a long weekend. McDonald's announced chicken strips are coming. That's funny. Anyway, I have J Killer DJ. Question for you. What would you recommend as a microcontroller to kind of build sets or practice mixing on the go? Something to bring to a hotel when traveling. That's literally any of the ones out there. So micro would be like the Numark. What is that? Numark Mix to Go. I still think that one's fine. You can go with the Hercules version of it. They're all the same, in all honesty. Let me pull something up for you. Amazon. Why does it say I'm not connected to the internet? There we go. Yeah, DJ Go. My internet is trash. Okay. So, something like this works really nicely. They're super small, can fit anywhere. They're cheap. I mean, $88. Like I said, Hercules makes one too, which is I think it's called here we go. But I thought this one was just for DJ. Yeah, this is the DJ one. Which I have one of these too. It's fine. But Hercules' version, I think it's called like the Starlink or Starlight or something like that. Anyway, all of these work. Oh, well, I mean, this is the one from Hercules. This is for DJ though. This guy. See the size? That's in a bag. Any bag. You're good to go. If you want to get a little bigger, then you're looking at like you're looking at the Flex 4 or the Rev 1. Flex 4 is Rev 1. I mean, this is the Flex 4. Flex floor, I mean, floor. If you're looking at differences in sizes, you can see it's much bigger. So it's not micro. As far as micro is concerned, like really, those are the only ones that I would recommend. I mean, at a certain point, you can kind of build your own, and then if you get like, if you have the Serato, what is it, Serato Play? I think it's Serato Play. Yeah. So if you have like what do they call this plugin? Damn. Go away. I keep clicking on it. It keeps going away. Go away. Okay. What is this plugin called? Serato Play. I was right. Okay. So if you have Serato Play, you do have access to, you know, all of your EQs, crossfader. You know, you can bring up your effects, you know, and now you can do everything that you can do, but you're just going to be using your hands as the keyboard. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Monitors. Everybody's talking about monitors here, so that's good. I hear atoms are good. That's a good option. 4 decks with a 2-channel mixer like the Rain 70. Nope, not possible. And that was for MacMan's Span. I mean, technically, if you're not going to get 4-deck mixing. You can get, I mean, technically, if you have a controller, if you have a 2-deck controller, you can add, obviously, like one of the Denon Prime controllers. You can add a turntable that'll give you 3-deck mixing. A lot of these have 4 decks. And you can also use auxiliary, and then that'll give you at least a 3-deck. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So let's say I'm not trying to get demonetized. Let me turn this down. But like, hold on, let me get something that is not. Wouldn't it be nice to have searchable crates? Can't remember what I was trying to look for. Oh, that's right. I was looking for vlog. You don't need to see all this unnecessary stuff. All right, well, it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to put something on. So let's say this track is going, and then, you know, this track is going right here. You want to keep this track moving right here, but you also want to bring in a different beat. So technically, right now, you could come over here. Let's get rid of the effects. Where's my thing at? That's video. I did not want that. Go away. This is why you never want to do this. Okay. Sorry, I'm having trouble seeing my screen right now. All right. Where is my other? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was doing it right the first time. My brain is dead. All right. So let's say you got this track going right here. You can bring this into your effects. Okay. And it's going to continue to play in sync right from here. So if I stop this one, this is still playing. Now, obviously I have to set the audio correctly. But it's still playing. See right there, this is telling you that it's still staying in key. It's still, audio is on. And, you know, obviously this is to adjust your pitch. But right now this is playing. I just have to affect where it's playing to. But right now it's only coming out of the one thing. I'm going brain dead today. Going a little brain dead. So basically what I'm saying is you can do auxiliary into one and then have it synced up properly just by dragging and dropping. Now you can load a thing. So now you have another deck to work with. If you're trying to do a true 4-deck mixing, you need to get a 4-deck controller. Even with the S11 with deck move, the Ref 5 has deck move too. That'll give you the third. Does deck move work for both sides? It'll only go 2 into 1. So then 3 is the maximum. 3 is the maximum for most controllers, unless you get a dedicated 4-channel controller. Do you personally use Rekordbox for exporting USB? And if so, how do you manage keeping both the Serato and RB library synced? That's easy. You need to use one of the syncing programs, whether that be Mixmaster GNLs, digital conversion utilities, or you use something like what is that thing called? Lexicon. Any of these things are going to work, but you have to have these in order for them to work properly. All right, Mix on 8 is good too. No, it's not. It's okay. It's okay at best. I'm just telling you facts. As far as if somebody asked me, should I buy a Mix on 8 and they weren't using iOS, like they weren't dedicated to it and they really wanted to use their iPad only or their phone or whatever, I would tell them not to buy the Mix on 8. Okay. All right. Are you streaming and DJing in the same computer? No, I'm not. Streaming computers right here, DJ Lab. But I have before in the past. Computers have come a long way. And I'm not like pushing out a lot of content. So not a lot of graphics that are being taken up. Really? Huh, interesting. That's exactly what I'm using. Yeah, interesting. You don't get notifications because I haven't been on Twitch. Because I haven't been DJing. So the short answer is no. The long answer is I'm going back. I just don't know in what capacity yet. That's the short and the long of it. I might do Twitch for Mex next week. But then again, I might do YouTube. I haven't decided. I have not decided. We'll see. Okay. I saw something about tariffs. Well, there. Jesus Christ! Stop moving around. All right. With the new tariffs, I think the new Rain 1 may be too pricey. I don't think so. No, you're not going to see it go up just because. What I think you're going to end up seeing is you're going to see them trying to be aggressive and keeping the dollars at a reasonable level. And we have to, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I think a lot of people are going to just kind of feel it out for now. I don't think we're going to see just like true tariff increases until they can afford to not do it anymore. Does that make sense? Like, say for instance, when gas prices shot up, we didn't just automatically increase our prices to cover transportation costs. We waited. We waited to see what was going to happen. And when it got to a point, after a while, you do your budget, you do your budget analysis. Then you can say, you know what? It's got to go up an extra $200 to cover this. And then you do that. But just to make knee jerks, I don't think we're going to see that. I don't. And price is relative. It doesn't cost them, $1,400 to make. So there's that. everything they use is pretty much always leveraged off of things they already have. So the R&D cost should be lower. It's a Mark II. So all the parts, everything is already, it's not like they're creating new stuff. I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be fine. Well, that's also not uncommon though for a Pioneer. You know what I mean? That's not uncommon. Pioneer has always been about dollars and cents. Always. Oh, I mean, it comes down to, sometimes when you choose to have 1/4-inch outputs over XLRs or 1/4-inch inputs over XLRs, because it's, 3 cents cheaper if you do 1/4-inch. There's a lot of channels in Pioneer. You know that. Okay. Okay. Not gear related, your opinion, van or truck? Or trailer? Definitely no to trailer, unless you live in the boonies and you have plenty of space. But if you live in a city, I would say no to a trailer. If you live in one of these metropolitan cities like, LA, Bay Area, Jersey, anywhere. If you're somewhere where there's a lot of people, I'd stay away from trailers. Trailers are too hard to get stuff around. They're just too hard. I mean, the more we do events, no, they're never going to make a 4-platter controller stream paint. Never, because in all honesty, that would be the dumbest thing on the planet. It would be dumb. Now, is it possible that we could see some hybrid CDJ all-in-one? Maybe, but it would be dumb. It would be dumb. And it would be too big to have them together. So we're going to end up with, just CDJ or turntable. That's just the way it works. Okay. Nobody's going to make anything, just so we're clear about this. Nobody's going to make anything that they're not going to be able to sell. Bottom line here. Nobody's going to make anything that they're not going to be able to sell. And when I say sell, I'm not referring to, oh, well, we sold 100 units. I'm talking about we sold 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 units. Like, I don't buy products that I can sell on parties that are going to be one-offs. There's no money in that for me. So if I sell something, not only is it going to recoup its cost, but it's going to make me money in a short amount of time. That's the way we should run it. Okay, back to trucks or vans. If you can have a dedicated van, use a van. The reason why I have a truck is because I wanted something that I could haul my equipment in and, grab equipment and all that stuff, but also I could just drive around and it looked good. So that's why I got my F-150, with the extended cab, so I could have my whole family in there. It's black on black, so it's got the nice little, aggressive look. So I don't have a problem with the truck. But if I had a dedicated vehicle, it would likely be a van. Vans are just easier in general. They're easier to load into, to unload. With a truck, you got to get up to the bed, and the bed's higher. So now you got to use more muscle. It's harder to use a truck, but if you can have a dedicated van, absolutely get a dedicated van, and don't get the windows. They charge you to put the windows in. So get a windowless one. Save some money. Okay. Okay. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Is it one of my okay, so this is true. This is very true. Okay. If you need electronic engineering. Okay. We got 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. And then, so if you have any serious questions, now's the time to ask. In my opinion, Alpha Theta wants more club DJs. They need to make the low and mid-end gear like the pro gear so it's easy to transfer. I mean, yeah. They do that right now anyway. You know, if you get yourself an all-in-one, Opus Quad or AZ, something like that, that translates into using a 900 and CDJ 3000s. So they're already there. And then, yeah, if you want to know how to use the strip style like the 900 series, well, then you got it right here. You know, it's all right there. You know, if you're a paddle guy, then you go with the Flex One, the Rev One. Anyway, okay. And yes, there is a controller for every budget, every single budget. All right, I have a full-time DJ, part-time, 2 or 3 events a month. I don't own, I just rent in a U-Haul every time. Cost me even $200. Yeah, so here's the thing, and Pablo's absolutely right. So just so we're clear, I have my truck. My partner has one of those little, minivans, or mini. I guess they're minivans. Like the Rams, one of those things. Anyway, so we have these 2 vehicles. For the other parties, we rent U-Hauls every weekend, and it's built into our operating costs. It's built into the contracts, so we don't ever lose any money. But yeah, U-Haul is a godsend. You know, we can bring them back. If you rent from U-Haul, like a corporate location, you can drop them off at night. They don't require you to bring it in the next day. Like if you were at like one of those kind of mom and pop U-Hauls. It's been good. It's been very, very good. 18 years with U-Haul. No complaints. Okay. And, all right. What do we got here? Not really. Beats $500 a month for a car payment to have it sit most of the time. So yeah, so this is the thing. You got to do the math. Now we own a couple of vehicles, So obviously we understand, but if you're only doing 1 to 3 parties a month, do you really want all of the money you make to go towards paying your car payment? Or you can just build it into your thing. So when we buy vehicles, yeah, like my next vehicle will probably be his old van. He'll get another one. So now we'll have 2. We'll still rent the rest. But yeah, you have to have your own insurance. So now, you have corporate insurance for this vehicle, which is always more expensive. So maybe you're paying, $150 a month just in insurance, $150 to $200. Maybe you're paying $200 to $300 a month in the actual car payment, and then you got to worry about maintenance. So now you have to factor all that maintenance cost in there, which could be a little or a lot. So maybe you add in an extra, $100 to $200 for maintenance. So now you're paying, $600, $700, $800 a month. Or you can rent a vehicle. Yeah, $89 to rent it, and then you pay for mileage, and you have to fill the gas tank up. So we'll probably walk away at about $150 every van, and we rent six to eight vans every Saturday. So yeah, you know, $1,000 is going out a month or a weekend for it. But we also have in the transportation cost, just for the vehicle alone, there's like a $300 transportation cost. So that's going to cover the gas. It's going to cover that. We don't try to make money off of them because, every mileage is different. And so we have to factor in that it might be a little over 250, it might be under 150. You never know. So we have to do both. So I'm actually staying at South Point this time. So there might be some bowling. Maybe. Maybe. Well, I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm staying at South Point. I usually stay with my sister, but not this time. The prices were cheap, and so I was like, I'll just get them. I've used there's a club that I do every month or two that has the 8,000s. They're fine. It's not the problem. I don't have a problem with the reloops. They're good. The torque is good. The features are good. I just hate, and I use that term specifically, I hate how high the platters are. Hate it. I come from techniques. It feels awkward. It feels like my arms are up here. So that's the only problem with it. Rain has terrible customer service. Well, Rain, the customer service is nowhere as good as when it was at in Seattle or in Washington. That customer service was amazing. But now it's corporate. So yeah, I don't know the customer service. I haven't sent anything back at all. A lot of what you have to realize is a lot of support companies that do repairs, repair shops, and all that stuff. A lot of them have contracts with these companies. So if you go to a Rain or a Pioneer authorized technician, then you don't have to. You don't have to worry about service. You just take it in and they'll get it fixed for you. If it's under warranty, even better. So, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't had to call them and had something fixed anymore. I just realized it's streaming only. Any tips or tricks for gigs currently with BPM Supreme and Latino? Well, it doesn't have, you can pay for the upgrade and do the download it, and you'll get, enough tracks to not have to worry about it. But the hardest part of BeatSource, if you're using Serato, is that you can't put the files with your hardware files. You can't put them in the same crates. They have a designated BeatSource folder, which is its own window. It's annoying. Hopefully at some point they fix that, like everybody else, like, DJ and Recordbox and Virtual DJ. Cause it's a total game changer. When I've dragged stuff in from DJ and I forget they're streaming tracks. I do, but anyway, so yeah, to upgrade to the downloaded version. Is there a streaming source that can combine with the crates? All of them are the same if you're using Serato. You cannot integrate streaming with your hard files. You're not allowed. It won't do it right now. It's in Serato. But if you're using DJ or any of the other ones, yeah, you can pull them all in together. Okay. I have to go because I'm 1 minute late to my call. Yeah, I think I'm good. All right. So, next week, real quick. Next week, I am at MEX. Thursday is technically a travel day, and I have to be out of my hotel probably by 10 or 11. So I can't really have the show there. So the only thing will likely be I will do a stream on Wednesday. maybe Tuesday. That's Tuesday night. They open it up. I hate how they do that. But if not Tuesday night, then definitely Wednesday. I got to figure it out. Anyway. All right. Got to roll. Thank you guys for being here as always. Have great parties this weekend. I plan to, even though I'm not working, but my crews are. I'm a dance dad. I got dance convention. So, but I'm going to go try to check out a couple of my parties and see how they're doing. Anyway, I got to go. I got something in my eye. Have a great day. See you soon. Peace out.